It's 4:45 on the money. Now, you know what that means. Segmet was hustling this morning. All kinds of stuff going on. And good morning. Good morning. Yes, it's a lovely day. Good morning. Good morning to you. It's a happy day. It's a happy day. Boom, boom. It's a happy day. It's a happy day. Boom, boom. So, no matter what time of day it is, yes, hey, good morning, beautiful Lena. Good morning, Linda. I missed y'all yesterday, but you know, it was a holiday here in the United States. Good morning, and Lisa, you guys went like, choo, choo, choo. Like you must have all hit in at one time. And good morning, Allison. Good morning, Heather. Right on the money. Oh, let me see. Yes. All right. I gotta move this thing. Good morning, Margaret. It doesn't automatically scroll for me. Good morning. Yeah, happy day. Boom, boom. You gotta love it, right? Doesn't it make you kind of feel like when you were little again and you just used to play and stuff? Like, I have that naturally in me, you guys. So this is not an act. This is just what it is. And I like the feeling of just letting it out. I like that. And I want to transfer that to you too. So you can like having fun the way you like to have fun, you know? All right. Okay, wait, let me slide this down now. Hold on. Oh, it's a holiday over there too. Oh, I'm glad when it lines up like that because I never know when, on which continent the holidays are and when the holidays are not. It's just that I also have to have a little discipline over myself. Good morning, Catherine. You'll be happy I'm doing your subject. And it's going to take the whole time. Good morning, Anna. Let's see. Gemma, huh? Let me see. Good morning, Gemma. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, you guys. Oh, didn't it feel funny to not come on yesterday? Good morning, Michelle. It felt funny to me. I still honored it, though, because I did need that sleep because I had stayed up too late anyway. But let me just tell you. Let's see here. Good morning, Helen. Oh, long time, huh? All right, beautifuls. Guess what today is? Drum roll. You know what that is when I go like this? That's my heavenly applause. That's my applause from the highest realms for me. I do that for me. Like, you guys should do it too. All right, so let's see. Ooh. Good morning, Cindy. All right. Good morning, Nancy. Y'all just popping on in here. All right, beautifuls. Guess what, sweet, wonderful beautifuls? Today is your day. It's a good morning and a good rest of the day and a good afternoon and a good night. It's all of those things just for you, not because of any kind of credentials or qualities. Just because you exist. You use it how you want to use it and make sure you put just your little finesse on it, your little seasonings and spices and such. Now, today's topic is, it's a good morning. Dream state. Okay, so let me get right into it because I have a lot to say on my own experience, on my own definition type thing. Now, just for the sake of giving it a shot, I went on ahead. It's a good morning. And I looked up what you would potentially find in like the Google search and the regular like modern day dictionaries, okay? And this is what I found. The dream, let's just separate it all up, okay? So the dream, according to when you do a quick lookup, is a series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Do I agree with that? No. Okay, so I'm sure that is just one tiny piece of the pie. I will say that is one slice, one aspect, you see? So I'm going to say, okay, that's part of it, but that's not the complete thing. Now, I'm going to go to state, because see, they're the dream state, the definition, according to what I found, is saying it's a state that occurs while you are sleeping. And what I am offering is it's not necessarily while you are sleeping. Okay, so now let's go back to dream. And I have to scroll down because I think, oh, good morning, Pablo. There we go. And I got everybody else. Yeah. Okay, so dream, the way I understand it, let's just say a part of what I said already is true. That's part of it, okay? What the mind can function in, a part. But remember how I am and how I function. It's a good morning. We're talking about going outside of the mind. Remember, we are multidimensional beings showing up as human here in these little jackets, these little bodysuits that we're in. Okay? But because we are here in this physical little bodysuit, it does not take away from all that we truly are. Okay? So that's what you got to lock in. You got to lock in on that first. And then it helps understand why what I'm about to say is many times and most of the time beyond the mind. It's a good morning. So the way I define it, let's just say that's partly true. Okay? What I just said. The series of thoughts, images, and sensations occurring in a person's mind during sleep. Now, what I say is, first of all, to deal with sensations are relating to senses. So now you're going to go into all of the senses that we actually hold within ourselves, that we actually inherently activate, right? That we can actually have. Remember, it's more than the 5. So the sensations go beyond the ones we were taught, taste, touch, all those. So way beyond that. So even in their definition that you were able to quickly kind of look up, there is a hint that it goes beyond what they're saying, because we have an expansive number of sensations that I don't think is actually finite. Like, it's not a finite number. Like, there's exactly 302 senses. It's not finite. It is expansive, okay? So one can grow off of another, all right? And that's senses, not talents and gifts. So, with that being said, I also say that the dream, the actual dream, is beyond them and outside of the mind. There's an expansion process that we do when we allow our physical self to rest and be still. You know how in several scriptures, depending on what part of the world you're in, there's a statement about when in confusion, just sit, be still, and know that I am. Right? Now, this is in many different, we have it in the Christian biblical, like Bible version, but it's also in many, many different religious and spiritual groups and sects around the world in their own way. They say that. Be still and know that I am. Well, being still is also at rest. Being still is also the state of being what we call being sleep. So being still doesn't have to mean just sleep. You see, you can actually put yourself, settle, be still, and all of a sudden your I am presence, you become knowing, actually activating all that you are from your pure consciousness and I am presence within and without. Okay, now the dream has more to do with that, okay? So there's also, I'm going to add another part. There's also the travel and the light that we are within here. Like if we look eye to eye, where we begin to go heart to heart, soul to soul, and from the eyes being the windows to the soul and the light that we truly are within. It is also a type of travel, a type of teleportation. The dream, I'm talking about the dream. There's a shoop, like, and there's no limit. So I call it a cosmic celestial travel as well. That is also the dream. Okay. So now Let's go further, because you see, this is why I say it's going to take the whole time. Because remember now, many of us can remember glimpses and things of our dreams. Sometimes they occur where they're very foreign. Sometimes they occur where they're black and white, no color. Sometimes they occur perfectly in color where you can tangibly understand every little thing. It's just that what you see and what you understand with the mind doesn't make sense according to your life here in the physical bodysuit jacket, right? Now, the thing is that all of these things are valid, capital V, valid, 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 valid. Now, you see, according to what I have explained so far, how personally intimate a dream is. This is why you see for a long time, not so much now, it's kind of waning a little bit, but it used to be very popular to look up the symbols in what a dream means and make it kind of like a cookbook thing where everybody could look up like a recipe for a chocolate cake or something. But the thing is that the truth is that your symbols are your symbols. Your experiences in your dream state are yours, not necessarily meaning the same for me. Now, once you start to understand that, because remember, as above, so below, as within, so without. So you take the similarity of how you live when you're awake. Well, your life is not really like another person's life. And then, okay, that's just this lifetime. Then you start adding in all the lifetimes and all the experiences that are actually there for you when you're awake. It doesn't really give privy or knowledge into another person's awake. So guess what? The dream state is the same. It's just as personal. It's just as intimate. It's just as inherently and divinely yours. It's up to you to go, I'm going to really get into this. I'm going to actually really understand what this is about. I want to know what dream state, dream travel, dream experiences are about. And so when you sit yourself and be still, okay, so the divine current breathing, let's just say, because that helps you lock in real quick, right into your calm stillness. Boom, really quick. And then from there, you see, you start to experience more than what your physical experience is. However, whatever you see, so whatever, like for some people, like for me, I know that when I see certain things, what it means, okay? So I've never been one to actually have nightmares. I never have. Touch wood, as they say in Britain, right? Touch wood. I've never had dreams of being chased or beat up or like a lot of horror, what people say horrors are. I've never had a lot of those. However, I have had dreams where there are battles and real victory and stuff. That was years ago. And before I realized that the fight is over on all of the celestial domains relating to us here on earth, there's no more fight. And that's hard to embrace because our whole base that we in our people state of being is about power structure, better than another, who has more knowledge, who can get ahead, like it's a fight, this life is a battle. Well, I had to learn that it's actually not. And this is why I teach now that it's about allowing and expanding who you truly are. It's a good morning. I was able to just nail that. And so when you allow who you truly are, remember about letting your light just really shine, letting the sun that you are just radiate all out. What happens is there is as within, so without. So what happens is your experiences that are a part of your daily life, you are very, very active in bringing forth and creating. Very active right here, right now. Okay, but the dream state is about understanding and participating in your own all that you are. Let's just say, I am that I am, right? All that I am, expansively out there in many realms that sometimes are way past a space-time continuum. So that's why things look kind of funky and on their head sometimes. They're not related to a timeline like we have here when we're awake. They're not. Many times they're not. Sometimes it's just about one little happening or occurrence, which is why I say that the dream state is also a cosmic and celestial happening. Like, it's just, okay, understand this is happening. And many times at the same time as all of this other stuff that's going on. But this is the fun part. When you get your dreams that actually give you insight into your awake hours. To me, those are I think the most gratifying when I'm awake, because it lets me go, oh, that was totally laid out for me in the dream. I allowed myself to lay this moment out, so it gives me heads up, heads up, heads up, with all the symbols that mean certain things for me. And do you notice that I'm taking care not to talk about which symbols mean what to me? I'm doing that on purpose, because the thing is that what I encourage you to do is to experience what certain things mean to you. You see? Like, for instance, I will give you this, because you guys know my mom passed away in 2012, right at that gateway opening that happened in 2012. So my mom passed away on December 17th, and the whole thing of December 21st, 2012, it was all big all over the earth, because we shifted. That's when we jumped. We did that jump, and now we're in the finishing of it now, going into, we're actually in it already, the age of Aquarius. So my mom was like, okay, I'm going to work from the other side now. However, right before that occurred, where she transitioned out of the body, because she's around all the time now. That's why I like to talk about my mom, because it's a different perspective on transitioning. My mom is around all the time. She says good night to me every night, and I'm not saying that she shows up as a ghost. Her color is magenta rose flame. You know how people say, well, Saint Germain is the violet flame, right? And I have seen them flaming through my home, right? My mom is a magenta rose flame, like a big fire, a big flame. That's what she is, okay? So right before she passed away, I had a dream where she was like, you know how sometimes people will fall asleep on the couch, but she was just resting on the couch, and all of a sudden blood came out of her mouth. Now, because I'm not a child who had a lot of trauma and terrors and things, I was just like, oh, why is she bleeding like that? In the dream now. This is in the dream. This did not happen in the physical living room with the couch. All right, so I was like, And then it hit me. Almost, it wasn't a whisper where somebody had to tell me. It hit me. Oh, that's loss of life force. That's loss of energy. That's loss of her vital energy. Okay, so she's probably gonna choose to transition soon. Within the dream, I could have awareness of what I was looking at. But that's because I do so much traversing, if you will, with all the dimensions. I have awareness of myself having a physical life, even though I'm in the dream in all of these cosmic celestial layers and realms and dimensions. See, this is why, do you see how people kind of leave dreams alone? They're not willing to really step into it, because it's so multifaceted that people have a hard time, unless they can know, like experience, like I could talk to you about experiences that I've had, unless they can know. It's kind of like talking out of a book where you're not really sure. I can just talk to you from my own experiences, and what I encourage you most to do is a good morning, is to really get into yours. Now, some people are very good about where they can wake up kind of in the twilight and take a couple of like bullet points and write it down and go back to sleep. Me, I've never been very good at that. So what I created within myself was to be able to remember like flawlessly. And I could do the same thing when I watch movies on a big screen. I could tell you play by play what happened in the movie, 1, 2, 3, like that. I'm very good at events. Like I could see if something happens, I can tell you what the person had on and all that. So what I did was I just developed the ability to do it like photographing or video watching. And so I remember for myself, I've never been very good at the writing it down and then go back to sleep, because once I'm up, my little crazy self is all about, oh, I'm up. What can I do? You see, so I know me. So that's why I do it that way. And you'll notice that I don't tell you to do it any kind of way. I say develop the way that's best for you. Why? Because it's a good morning and this is your day to do it your way. That's where we are expanding into, as opposed to having such rigid rules and leadership on us. It's going to be more set yourself free and set your life free, all that you are. And part of that is your dream state, you see? So I know it's kind of all over the place. However, that's what it is to deal with the dream state. It is all over the place. Sometimes you have one where oh, the faces are familiar, everything, I understand everything from the mental place, I can digest it. And then other times, it's like, what in the world? And what is this? What are even these colors? What is going on? And that's when you have awareness of it. Now, the last thing that I gotta say, look, it's already 6 minutes after. Okay, the last thing that I must say is the awareness of dreams. Let me see, how do I want to tie that all up? When you have to understand that when you are in your dream state, whatever you're seeing, that is happening at a high vibrational and frequency level. This is why once we wake up and we're back into our dense awake time in our physical domain, the frequency is lower and the vibration is lower. In our good morning awake, okay kids, come on, let me get you your breakfast. All that is way lower than when we were in our expansive state of being when we were having these dreams. So this is why we have these problems where, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but occurrences where you don't remember everything. Because when you're vibrating here, it's challenging to remember what occurred at the vibration up here. You see it? Okay, so that was the last part I wanted to make sure, so you understand and you get clarity on why the dreams are kind of dodgy, where you can remember this part but you can't remember that part. That's a frequency issue. So where you're at. So what will happen is when you learn how to actually step into your higher frequency vibration, you will remember and recall more too. I just want to throw that in. All right. Everybody get your water. I hope I did pretty good with that, because that was a lot. All right. I'm just looking for questions just in case, because that was a lot. Okay. Oh, look at Pablo blesses us every day. Thank you, Pablo. Oh, good morning, Aisha. I didn't see you earlier. Oh, that's a good one. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. That's right. But there's a lot of places where Catherine, this is addressing Catherine, where she says, so we can jump time. Yes. And then there's a lot of places where there's no time. You see here, we're so used to the space-time continuum. Like, okay, distance, time, how much, lesser. But there are places where there's no measure of all that. So be aware now. All right. Now, let's see. Yeah, I did. One day, I might make one day where I talk about child stuff. Because I had a very supportive childhood, as Elisa pulled out. And, let's see. Okay, it looks like we're okay. Oh, thank you! Catherine says she just noticed my bracelet. That's one of them. Okay, so you guys seem pretty clear. Oh, perfect. Okay, so now get your water then. I was just making sure, because whenever we have a subject that is kind of all over the place, I really make sure for questions. Okay, nice and comfortable. This is the bracelet that she's talking about. And you see this? This is actually a fork, a silver fork that was from a captain from World War II, his silver service on the ship. And so the young man, you see the backside? Well, I don't want to catch the glare. There. You see the backside? Now, if I were to take this off, this is just real quick, what people do in their creativity. Out of his service, the young man who acquired the silver service decided to make jewelry out of it. And I wish I had the knowledge to know which ship it was, but I actually don't. But it actually does say USN printed inside for US Navy. Okay? All right. That's just a little sidebar. Here we go. Remember, all you need to really activate all energy serving you is I exist. All right? Because sometimes I forget to say this, but I know many of you already have a lot of my programs that you purchased, which I know, I'm one person on this side of things, but there's gonna be an opportunity for everybody to get it. But I'm fixing my website up. Like I'm in a renew, make myself brand new phase. So this is how come it seems like I'm delayed on things, which I don't think I'm really delayed. And before we get off, there's something I gotta say for this week too. Don't let me forget. Don't let me sign off to the I love yous without saying, remember Segmet, what else is there about this week? Just don't let me do it, because just that quick I'll forget, okay? All right, here we go. Nice and comfortable. I exist. I am here. Here we go. And here we are. All right, my sweet beautifuls, it's a good morning and a good everything else. That's our commitment to this day and this moment in time. The right here, right now. Now, the part is it's only Tuesday. But I know some of you pay attention to the celestial bodies. We're in like a tremendous retrograde time. Just many of the bodies are in retrograde. And so I have to look it up so I could be exactly specific. I just know that this time is an go within time. So everything that you want for yourself. Oh, and also the moon goes void twice this week. So there's, I think Jupiter is retrograde, Saturn is retrograde, and there's another one, I think Venus is retrograde, and then the moon this week goes void, of course, twice this week, which means that it doesn't have actual affect on all these other aspects and things. So the celestial bodies are, it's like there's this whole beautiful, and remember now, we are celestial bodies too, okay? It's just this celestial body has the name Segmet, and yours has like Michelle, Anna, like that, like Elisa, like that. So we are celestial bodies too. So the relating for this week all the way through to Friday is a within call. Like the clarion call, the angel that's the that the clarion call for this week is go within and do your thing. So what you want to kind of have, like how you really want to live. And even though we have like partners and children and parents and all this stuff that we're doing, there's still, this journey is our journey. Start to feel into it and go, this is what I want. Yes, I want this for myself, because this is where you go within. Remember how I say, as within, so without. Right? And without doesn't mean missing something. It means with, outside of thyself. Okay? So remember, that's what this week is. Okay? So we actually help create the as above that will densify into as below. That is us. We are the celestial bodies that work together with the other celestial bodies, and purely from our consciousness and our I am presence, we do the allowing and the creating. We do. That's the whole divine design, that we are created to be co-creators with the massive most high divine. And we are able to do these things for ourselves, not sit and wait and hope for things to kind of drop in, like that. It is actually we who says, you know what? Bring it on, full throttle, full flow. I allow. I am here. I exist. And then the energies go, ooh, let's go serve that. You see, let's go serve that energy that's okay? So I got it in, sweet beautifuls. I got it in. And I remember too. All right, here we go. It's time for I love yous. All right. Oh, you guys, magic carpet, right? All right, sweet beautifuls, here we go. 3 times. As I say I love you to you, yes, you hear my voice in your ears. And as you say I love you to me, yes, I feel all of that luscious, delicious love coming to me, and I feel it within my heart and my gateway space. The truth also is that as we say I love you, we are saying I love you to you, back to yourself from all that you are, and also I love you to all that you are. So this is much more expansive than just the cute little words that are coming out of our mouth. All right, my dears, ready? 3 times. I love you. I love you. I love you, and I will see you next time. Have a fabulous morning, afternoon, evening, and night. It's always my pleasure and best wishes for all that you are manifested here in this physical realm, just because you exist, just because you say so. I love you, and I'll see you next time.